Alright, this is the year in review. I hate doing performance reviews. I always have. I probably always will. I don't really know why. I always get asked questions that I don't like giving answers to because I look back and I think, well, I really haven't done as well as I thought I would. But this year is a little bit different, and we'll get into it. Alright, so for 2020, we got 8,400 views. The most popular video on the channel this year is one that I did not shoot. It was one I believe my dad filmed when, actually I'm not sure when this was, but for some reason that seems to be the most popular video. The next ones are all from the time that I was commuting on the DC Metro and filming out the back windows of DC Metro trains. So that tells me I need to do some more of those. And I have been kind of meaning to, but this was not a good year for it. 287.9 hours of watch time for an average view duration of 2 minutes 3 seconds. We gained 25 subscribers for a total of 136. 36 views in the last 48 hours. Not bad, not bad. So I had found a bunch of questions that I intended to answer for this video. Things like, how do you describe the year in a single word, strengths, weaknesses. So we're going to answer 3 questions. What went well in 2020? What didn't go well in 2020 that we can improve on? And what are the plans for 2021? What went well in 2020? Despite all of the shutdowns and quarantines and all of that fun stuff, self-imposed to keep our family and our loved ones safe. We got some rail fanning done. There were a couple of decent trips that I got a bunch of videos from. There were a couple of little ones that we posted here and there. I got to see the Norfolk Southern 911 unit for the first time and finally caught it leading on K90 earlier in the year. One of the big benefits I got, despite everything, was some money saved due to my daughter's daycare being shut down, and they didn't charge us for that period of time. So we were able to save a decent amount of money, and among other things, more responsible things, I was able to upgrade a bunch of equipment, including the camera that I'm filming this on, the cameras that I typically use for the action camera stuff. I've got 3 of these now. I have, well, it's up in the bag. I got a new camcorder to replace the cell phones that I was using to do a lot of the video recording, and I upgraded my audio setup. So I was using, it's in the bag too. I was using a Zoom H1N to do audio. That started when I got the drone a year and a half ago, I guess. And I realized it didn't have a microphone, and even if it did, it would sound like crap because the propellers are really, really noisy. And so I wanted to be able to record ground sound for drone footage. And then I really liked the quality of that, and so I have since upgraded to the Zoom H6, which is awesome. I use that as my primary audio recording now. It gets cut together with the footage from the camcorder or the drone or whatever I happen to be shooting with. I also have, and I can show this one, as backup and usually used for recording radio, I have the H4N from Zoom, which has pretty similar features. What else went well in 2020? That's really about it. We survived. It was a rough year, and we made it through. Woohoo! Alright, so what didn't go well in 2020? Well, a lot of things, really. I had a lot of ideas and plans for getting stuff done. I have some scripts that are mostly written and ready to be recorded that I just haven't had the time and motivation to get out and put together. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, some of them are geographic, some of them are kind of how things work or how they're supposed to work or stuff like that. I hope to get those recorded next year at some point. Car trouble, among other things. So the car that I typically use has been draining its battery on its own, so I have a sneak path in there somewhere that I need to figure out. And I think at this point, even if I might have found it and fixed it, but at this point it's damaged the battery to the point where it won't hold charge anymore. So I need to replace the battery And it's possible there are some other things going on with it too, but that's not a big deal. The main thing there is that it makes it harder to get out and about in a trustworthy manner, and like just to be able to trust that I'll be able to get home in it. I had plans this year for traveling and going to visit places on either weekend or just overnight trips. And mostly because of the pandemic, that just didn't happen. So we are putting those off at this point indefinitely, but that's not to say they won't happen. It's just I don't know when they'll happen. I have a couple of trips I really want to make. Some of them might happen all at once. I really want to visit Altoona and the Horseshoe Curve. I want to visit Harrisburg and explore that area a little bit more. And I also want to go south. I want to see Roanoke in better detail, and also visit the Virginia Museum of Transportation and the O. Winston Link Museum. I guess I could do Harrisburg for a day, but it's a really long trip for what I think could probably be part of a bigger trip. And we'll see how that works out. So next year, what are we going to do differently? Hopefully, in the last couple of weeks, we've had really good news about vaccines and the potential for them to bring the pandemic crisis for what it is to an end. So I'm really hopeful that they prove to be successful. There's also been some setback news in terms of additional strains that may or may not be covered by the vaccines. So we'll see how that plays out over the next few weeks and months. Mostly I just want to do more stuff. I don't get out as much as I would like to, and part of that is work, part of that is other time commitments. Some of it is just having other priorities at this point. I have a slowly growing collection of old photos that I want to do something with, and I'm not entirely sure what that is just yet, whether it's just talking about where they are and what I learned from them, or if we go a little bit deeper and trying to visit the places that the photos were taken, or I don't know. I have some ideas. I want to do something with Train Simulator 2021 that I've been playing a lot recently. So you might get some playthroughs of different routes and different trains. I would really love to do some collaborative work if there's anyone out there who wants to do stuff. I know there's a couple of my friends who do certain things and have told me about things that I would love to work with to put together videos on interesting things that maybe cover a slightly wider audience. Yeah, that's about where I'm at. I think the goals for 2021, I want to finalize, record, edit, and publish at least one scripted piece. I haven't decided yet which one it will be, although I have a pretty good idea of one I've been working on for a while. That's a minimum. I would love to do more of that if I can schedule it all together. I would love to grow the channel subscribers to 200. That seems like a reasonable target. And I want to make at least one overnight railfan trip somewhere. I don't know where it'll be. I don't know when it will be. I don't know if it will be just me or if it's the family or a friend or two or what, but that is the goal. I think those are reasonable and achievable and can be done. All right, 2020 was crap. Bring on 21.